Shot Reality on Wrestling Inc., your #1 procrastination tool on the internet. Juice, LeBar, WrestleRumble.com. Just type it in right now in another tab. Go check it out and see what it's all about. There's a reason why we keep promoting it. It is that much fun to play. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people have been playing over the past couple of years. Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars paid out, plus other prizes. Top prize for this one, $1,000. Second prize, $100, plus the old WWF Winged Eagle belt. Many more prizes. Again, you can check it out on WrestleRumble.com. It's about answering the questions: who's going to win, who's going to be the first eliminated, what's your final four in the Rumble match, all kinds of great stuff that makes you think and lets you fantasy book if you think you're up to the challenge. Juice, let's get into the undercard matches. Let's go with the Tag Team Championship for SmackDown with the Usos up against Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin.
Now, I want to say that the recent DUI with Jey Uso might play into this, and I also was going to say that Gable and Benjamin would win the titles in the first place before that incident even occurred. And the fact that it's 2 out of 3 falls, I think it's a way to make them earn it a little bit more than a normal one-on-one match, and I think Gable and Benjamin win the tag titles.
Yeah, I tend to think that even regardless of the out-of-the-ring stuff, yeah, I think Gable and Benjamin are on such a momentum. You know, there was a period of time in the fall where they were not even being seen on SmackDown. They were doing dark matches or whatever else. But ever since a certain point, they've been used every week. They've been getting a lot of wins. Chad Gable's looked as impressive as he did in his run in NXT.
And he's not bad on the mic.
No, he's not.
He's really
he's not. You know, he's not just the generic white guy who knows how to wrestle.
Yeah.
He is very entertaining. So I think Gable and Benjamin think this would be a great time for them to kick off the road to WrestleMania with the tag titles on Tuesday night. Let's move over to the championship match for SmackDown. AJ Styles in a handicap match.
I don't know how about
against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
I don't think Owens and Zayn are going to win. First off, I don't think they're going to split either. I don't think this is going to cause a rift or anything. I think AJ just finds little weaknesses with both of them and ends up winning the match. Because I don't see a way where both guys hold a title. I think the bigger picture is for AJ to face the winner of the Royal Rumble, which we'll get to later.
Does this have anything to do with Shane and Bryan? Did they see an appearance in this?
Oh, yeah. I don't know what way, but I think that they definitely both will make an appearance. Because they have been every single time any of these guys have been in the ring over the past year, it seems like either general manager will come down and interfere.
Yeah, I don't see any way AJ Styles loses it. I don't hate the idea and wouldn't be opposed to it at a later time in the calendar year of a co-champion in Owens and Zayn.
And those are the two guys I think that would make it incredible.
Pull it off. The only other pairing I could think of that's relevant and proven that could ever pull it off would be Owens Jericho would be able to pull off that kind of co-thing because of their chemistry they had. But yeah, I don't see that. I don't see Vince McMahon allowing there to be co-champions, the championship belt being split, the world championship belt being split going into WrestleMania. So AJ Styles wins. Yeah, I think the bigger question here is what does Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan get out of this? Are we really just building to empty promises? Like that's been the question. That's been the question we've been asking for weeks to months.
For years, really. Yeah, ever since Daniel Bryan and The Miz, we've had the questions of is he going to wrestle, and if so, when? And now the same thing with Shane McMahon, and it might be empty promises. I'm not looking to see anything happen.
Speaking of empty promises, let's go down to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Josh Eisenberg. Josh, go ahead and kick us off here with the Women's Royal Rumble. What do you have in this history-making affair?
Thank you, guys. Well, I am excited to be there for the first ever 30-women Royal Rumble match in Philadelphia. I can't be more excited about this entire pay-per-view and the entire weekend. Now, I know all of the rumors that have been going around of Ronda Rousey potentially entering the first ever Women's Royal Rumble match. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that the negotiations and the contract talks are still ongoing. And it could be the biggest surprise if she says she's flying to Colombia, wherever the hell she's at, and then she ends up coming into the Royal Rumble and winning this. But anybody, I really think that the winner is going to be Asuka. You know, a woman whose language barrier is very difficult to overcome at times. You don't need to have an in-depth or a complex storyline for her. And she's already over with the crowd. They love the entrance. They love the theatrics with her. And she obviously is one of the best performers in the ring that they have. I don't see Bayley winning it. I don't see Sasha Banks winning it or anybody like Carmella because she has the Money in the Bank briefcase. And when you think of legends coming back, guys, I mean, the opportunity that maybe a Beth Phoenix comes back or a Lita, they're going to have to fill out that 30-women roster for the Royal Rumble. But I think at the end of the day, no matter what legend or what NXT iconic duo makes their appearance in the first ever Women's Royal Rumble, it is going to be Asuka, the Empress of Tomorrow, picking up the win and continuing her undefeated streak. Yes, it might not look undefeated to everybody else down the road if she doesn't win the Women's Royal Rumble, but I think Asuka continues to win, continues to dominate, and heads to WrestleMania. Back in studio to you guys. Guys, who do you think wins this historic Women's Royal Rumble match?
All right, so there you hear Josh's predictions. Juice, A lot of questions have
Yep.
been talked about. Ronda Rousey, do we see her? Stephanie McMahon's at ringside doing commentary. Of course, you have some favorites in Asuka.
Yep.
You have some favorite in Nia. How do you boil this down here?
I think the only way to book the whole thing is one winner, and defiantly, it's going to be Asuka. I think there's no other way. She's come in, she's undefeated, she hasn't lost. She was the sole survivor in the Survivor Series match. It only makes sense for her to win this first Women's Royal Rumble and go on to face either champion, I think.
I tend to agree with you with Asuka. It's hard to go against her. The fact that since she's come up from NXT, there's been no, you know, obviously we see laps where they bring somebody up from NXT and they don't get the same kind of treatment. That has not been the case. Asuka has been booked to be unstoppable. She's not really had a moments of weakness. So, yeah, if she lost the Rumble, it took 29 other people, so it's not going to damage her. But it seems like they've kept her undefeated for the purpose of letting her make a statement in this history-making match. So yeah, I'm going to tend to go with Asuka too. You know, the questions of Ronda Rousey.
Yeah. Very
If you would ask me at the beginning of last week, I would have said no Ronda Rousey.
Okay.
Then I did the conference call that Triple H does was last Wednesday. He was asked about it, and he, you know, she's busy, we're busy, she's interested, we're interested, but we haven't had time to sit down, and there's nothing, you know, nothing going on, nothing to see here, folks. And it was very similar to what he said before Samoa Joe. He said the same thing to us before Samoa Joe showed up in NXT. I think he said the same thing before AJ Styles signed. And what you expect, you don't expect him to blow the surprise. But for the fact that he so much denied it, and for the fact you have Stephanie McMahon at ringside doing commentary, it just really feels like you could hear some music, see a Ronda Rousey graphic. Stephanie's going to sell like a McMahon knows how to sell, and Ronda comes in to the Rumble, and then what happens after that, I don't know. There's a lot of risk.
I just don't know if she needs to be in the Rumble to have a big spot at a WrestleMania. I think she could appear during the match and get involved with someone there, but I don't think she needs to be in the match. Because if she doesn't win the match, then...
Which I agree, and there's a debate of if Rousey's in the match, does it take away from whoever the winner is if she's not the winner? So I mean, I agree. You know, last week I said to Josh, I would not be opposed to, as you're trying to, you know, maybe play matches after Mania. You know, if Braun Strowman's not involved in a title match, I would be opposed to a Strowman Ronda versus Triple H Stephanie. Ronda can get a big marquee match without having to win the Rumble, but I just feel like there's been so much expectation. She's been training regularly this past fall. But who knows? She could be this year's Samoa Joe. I remember last year in San Antonio walking out of the Dome, and so many people aggravated that they didn't see Samoa Joe. To which I was like, calm down, and then we see him the next night.
Exactly. So I don't know. Well, I don't know if she'll show up on Raw necessarily, although she could have showed up at Raw 25. It wouldn't have mattered. Everything else was going down, so you might as well have her come out too. Well,
if she shows up on SmackDown after Rumble, that could be a really big boost that Tuesday needs. Tuesday's been, I think it's lacking.
a good idea. And I think if Asuka wins the Women's Royal Rumble, I don't know if she has to go against the Raw champion necessarily. I think she might go after Charlotte.
So she think she'd pick?
Oh yeah, yeah. Give her a chance.
Very good. Love to hear what you have to say at CS Reality on Twitter, at Juicy Steen, at Justin Barr. Hit us up on Facebook. Comment below on the video. Like, share, do what you got to do. Check out WrestleRumble.com. Compete against us. It'll be very fun watching the 17-hour bonanza that will be Royal Rumble Sunday night. We got more to come, though. We got to pick the men. Who's going to walk out? The men, 30-man Rumble. Plus, we got the World Championship match of Brock Lesnar defending against two monsters. Will this finally be the end of the reign of the Beast? All right, we'll talk about it.